there's this one quintessential question we all get asked as kids. What do you want to be when you grow up? And of course, there's a few common answers: wizard, superhero, president, and there's a few unique ones as well. For example, my 3-year-old brother recently informed me that he wants to be a firefighter with magic powers, which honestly sounds like the safest and most efficient way to fight fires. And so I told him that was a great idea, and he said I could be his assistant. So I guess my career path is decided. No matter what we imagined, the possibilities seemed endless. But somewhere along the way, the questions changed. It became, what field do you want to go in? And even more recently, what do you want to major in? And I dreaded these questions. They left me feeling trapped and limited. I knew I was supposed to pick one right answer. I had to choose one passion, one career path, one specialty, and let all my other interests take a backseat. But this didn't seem right. What if someone didn't want to choose? Didn't want to let go of any of the varied passions that uniquely made them who they were? My own interests seemed largely disconnected: dance, technology, medicine, and service. Basically, if you asked me what I wanted to be, my answer would have sounded like a really ambitious LinkedIn bio. And it seemed impossible to bring these interests together. Everywhere I looked, I saw specialists, experts in their one field. That's what we're taught success looks like. And so I started to believe it too. That belief changed this past summer. I had the opportunity to intern at a company that develops a health and fitness app. There, I got to work on a project that combines two of my biggest interests: dance and technology. I've been a dancer for the last 13 years, learning styles like Bollywood, Indian classical, hip-hop, and ballet. And I know the struggles of practicing at home. No mirrors, no space, and most importantly, no teachers. Teachers play a critical role in correcting and improving moves, and that integral part is missing in between classes. So, I developed a machine learning model that could analyze students' practice videos and compare that to those of their teachers, providing personalized feedback. It felt amazing being able to create something that could help my friends and my own students, something that every dancer could relate to. But my happiness was not just coming from creating this model. My happiness came from the liberation, the realization I didn't have to choose. My notion of my future was transformed. I've grown to see that this dilemma is not just me. The world has trained us to become specialists. We're told to pick a path and stick to it. In fact, you might have heard the derisive saying, "Jack of all trades, master of none." But did you know that's not actually the full quote? The original saying is, "Jack of all trades, master of none, but oftentimes better than a master of one." Because the truth is, the biggest breakthroughs, the ones that really change the world, happen when different disciplines collide. Being a master of one isn't always the best path. The true game changers are the ones who can connect ideas across multiple fields. And so, I have a proposal for you. Instead of aiming to be specialists, let's aspire to be polymaths. But what even is a polymath? Polymath comes from the Greek word polymathys, which means having learned much. It's made up of poly, or much, and mathenin, which means learned. But a polymath isn't just a genius who knows everything. A polymath is an individual whose breadth of knowledge spans many different subjects. Their strong foundations in these fields allow them to highlight missed or overlooked connections. And these connections that polymaths bring to the table are the crucial drivers of progress for our future. A polymath's key role is in bridging the gaps that specialists often miss. They don't just think outside of the box. They realize that that box never existed in the first place. And polymathy isn't really a new concept. Humans have always been polymaths, and it's one of the reasons why we are where we are today. Imagine the Renaissance, arguably one of the most productive times in human history. So many astonishing discoveries were made in every field, and the implications were far-reaching. Now take the ideal representation of that time. Leonardo da Vinci, ideal Renaissance man, and the most famous polymath. Ranging from Mona Lisa to scuba gear and robots, he made innovations in every field. He wasn't just an artist, he was a scientist, engineer, and innovator. His ability to draw and design helped him to imagine and inspire designs centuries ahead of his time. And Steve Jobs wasn't just a tech entrepreneur. He was a designer, calligraphy enthusiast, and storyteller. His fascination for typography began with a random calligraphy class, but eventually helped to set Apple apart with uniquely aesthetic fonts that we now see in every computer. His passion for both technology and the liberal arts allowed him to revolutionize personal computing, music, animation, and even retail. He once said, "Creativity is just connecting things." And that's exactly what polymaths do. They connect ideas across multiple fields to create something entirely new. Now, I know what you might be thinking. That's great, but I'm not Leonardo da Vinci or Steve Jobs. But that's exactly the point. You don't have to be. The ability to combine your interests, your passions, and create something entirely new is completely within your reach. It starts with a simple mission. Don't just pick one. Instead, let your intellectual curiosity guide you. See if you can find time for that fascinating art history class. Fit in that new, really interesting cooking workshop. Take an online coding course, even if you're a music major. If you continue to be dedicated and explore the fields that interest you, you will naturally begin to connect and overlap them. You'll start applying skills from one, growing in the other without even realizing it. Like a satisfying puzzle, everything will bend and fit together into a unique combination that becomes your superpower. At that intersection, that's where your best ideas will form and where the magic will happen. For me, that intersection was combining two of my biggest passions, medicine and technology. During the pandemic, I became fascinated with the challenges in vaccine development. I learned that vaccines often perform unpredictably across diverse populations, despite being one of the most effective tools in public health. Alongside this, I grew my skills in computer science, taking online courses in machine learning and statistical analysis. Armed with a newfound determination to be a polymath, I developed the idea for my next project. Applying AI to large biological data sets, I found key immune cells and proteins that could help us predict vaccine response and build personalized, more effective vaccines. But more than that, this project reinforced my love for interdisciplinary learning. The ability to simultaneously explore my interests was one of the most rewarding experiences I've ever had. And that satisfaction powered me to do more. Learn more, contribute more, and discover more. And it's a timeless sentiment shared by polymaths across the globe. And so my challenge to you is this. Don't think you have to fit into one box or stick on just one path. Pursue all of your passions, no matter how different they may seem. Dare to combine them and watch as they transform in ways you never imagined. Because the future will be shaped at the crossroads of disciplines. The future will be formed by those who connect the dots, who find a synergy within them. The future will be transformed by those who refuse to choose. And that could be you. Thank you.